How are you doing, guys? Zeta here. So I definitely wanted to share this a little bit of a kind of, how can I say, difficult topic to talk about, especially it could be a little bit controversial as well. But I'm strictly talking about the Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon Premium Collector's Edition of the figurine itself. So this whole edition cost 450 euros. Now it can cost even more in many other regions, different places, and of course the currency included. And it's just mind-blowing, right? Because about 2 months ago, I made a video about Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition, and I said, are they serious regarding of 350 euros or dollars for that edition, for that figurine? Because it doesn't have much in it, but just the figurine itself is so damn substantial in terms of the price, but you'd be questioning it, is it truly worth that amount? And that's just the thing. I'm once again questioning, is this truly worth this amount? But then yet again, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing less details have been put into the Armored Core 6 Premium Edition, and comparing that to Final Fantasy 16, the Collector's Edition, I feel that the Collector's Edition from Final Fantasy 16 has more detail than in here. Now again, because I can actually give my own proof and I can see these details and the differences, because I have an education going to College of Architecture. I went studios there. I've been a part of a lot of these. I've been a part of these projects, doing 3D modeling work and crafting for my own. It was a part of that lessons that I had to go through. And this is why I can tell you that when I look at the difference in terms of the quality and how difficult or how big also these statues are, these figurines, Final Fantasy 16's Collector's Edition figurine is actually far harder to do. Now, of course, we know that neither of these figurines have been handcrafted. They were not. And also, by the way, these figurines are practically identical size, except one thing. The volume of Armored Core 6 in terms of the figurine, how much there is, right? How much base it can take, is far, far bigger. Sure, that's understandable. But that's because you can cut corners far easier this way. More straight lines they are, far easier it is for you to make that kind of, item. It genuinely works like that. It's normal, it's common sense. But in Final Fantasy 16, when you look at the figurine and you can see for yourself, okay, no, wait, dude, they did not cut corners on this at all. They couldn't have. Now, sure, like I said, machines are the ones that did these kind of figurines for them. But still, the thing is that, does this justify being a 450 euro figurine, right? You're basically paying for that because there's just not enough additional goodies that it comes with this edition. Now, not as if comparing it to God of War Ragnarok, right? When that came out with the Collector's Edition, or also Cyberpunk 2077 when that came out with the Collector's Edition. There were so many big and interesting figurines. And it's just sad, genuinely. Armored Core Fires of Rubicon Premium Edition comes with a game, obviously. It comes with this sort of a garage, right? That genuinely does not, because that one garage is 200 euros more. That one garage, even though you can clearly see they could have easily cut corners there. Figurine of the Armored Core, that's the coolest part, I think. And if you ask me, Collector's Edition, not the premium one is better, it's more worth it. And that will cost you 250 euros, by the way. It also comes with a digital soundtrack, but what nowadays does not, this is not really justification saying okay, I'm gonna get it because of digital soundtrack. Remember, we have YouTube as well, so unfortunately, you want to keep it as a physical copy, that's good, that's awesome. Do so, that's no problem. But there's a lot of ways of actually getting that copy some other way, like buying from eBay, and they don't cost a lot at all. You can get them for $20, even less. And over the time, they'll reduce in price. Now, again, it's not as if going to reduce the price just like that significantly and quickly, obviously, because if you have a package, a done deal, everything included, obviously it will increase in price. But if you try to sell individual pieces, that will devalue that volume of a package or what you're trying to sell, right? And anyway, it also comes with the exclusive steelbook, but again, can you really justify that for a full price of 450 euros? Hardcover art book, that is actually quite expensive. It can be. Art books are not cheap. And now, after looking up through the art book and seeing how many pages it has, it mentions this 40-page art book. But again, $450. There's also pin pages. They're very cheap. Stickers also extremely cheap. Art cards are also cheap. Poster, that can be depending on the material and how, because they can tear and wear, unfortunately. The game is the main element of being so expensive here in the figurine, and it makes sense for the game. It's normal. It's common sense in this case, right? But the thing is, the figurine of the garage, it makes the value go up so significantly much higher. Like in the Elden Ring Premium Collector's Edition, the extra tidbit of volume of why it was so expensive, but yet it never reached 450 euros. It was the helmet that you can literally wear for yourself. But in this case, because of how big in terms of the volume it is, right, how much space it takes, that's why they're justifying it for an additional 200 euros, even though I can clearly see they could easily cut corners while making this. But then when I look at the Final Fantasy XVI Collector's Edition, it was a far harder craftsmanship that you would be required to do this, because there's always kind of, how can I say, like a prototype, right? Like basically to see how would something work and how would it be crafted or created, an idea, right? And with this case, it's too expensive, man. I'm sorry, with this armor core. Seriously, I'm not too certain I can say, but I feel that 450 years. Can you believe this? This costs as much as the new PlayStation 5. This costs as much as new Xbox Series X. Unbelievable. It's ridiculous. Like, I'd love to have this figurine. I would. 450 is not the price tag that you should be asking for it. 350, I was even arguing and saying that Final Fantasy XVI's Collector's Edition figurine, $350 was too expensive. I even said it because if it would be in a different region, different countries, different currency, that can all go all the way to 700 to 800 pounds, dollars, whatever. It really can. I've seen so many comments, people saying like, man, this sucks. But this armor core, the premium edition, 450 out of get-go. On top of that, it's gonna go over and above of $1,000 or euros. Again, it depends on currency. That's not normal. Man, I'm worried about this. I hope these figurines are not gonna be like a trend nowadays, because it seems like they're only increasing in price and they're becoming like a true niche kind of collection that you can do for these nowadays. It sucks. It really does. Like, even though it looks awesome, but I'm not gonna justifying it just to see. I want it for $450 in my apartment, in my place, just to look at it while taking a space, and that's it. It's gonna collect dust over like years and years. It sucks. Well, with that kind of mind thinking, obviously it's not justified. It's definitely not worth picking up for me. But then yet again, I'm looking at the collector's edition. Well, that's a lot more incentive I've got for me to pick up this instead, and it costs $200 less. So my advice, guys, if you want this collector's edition, don't bother with the premium edition. Get the normal collector's edition. But the best option in this case would be just simply not get this collector's edition at all, and just simply get the standard edition and be done with it, because, well, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Do let me know what you think about it, guys. I'm worried, definitely am, and $450 for this? No, dude, I'm sorry, this is too expensive. Like and subscribe, see you guys all, have a wonderful day.